Hello, everybody. Welcome to Vision English Center. I'm Emma.
And I'm Skylar.
And today, we're going to be talking about Greedy Brothers Part 1.
Are you ready? Do you think you can beat me? Let's go!
The first line, Derek says to Walter, "Shut up! If you hated our father so much, why did you come to his funeral?" Let's answer my questions. Who came to his father's funeral even though he hated his father so much?
Walter! That's right! Walter came to his father's funeral, even though he hated his father so much.
Whose funeral was it?
Oh, it was the funeral of Walter and Derek's father.
Was it their father's wedding?
No, not wedding. No, not wedding. It was their father's funeral.
Why did Walter come to his father's funeral?
For the money, of course. Walter only came to his father's funeral for the money. He said to Derek, "For the money. Why else, brother?"
Why did Walter care about the money? Or did he care about his father's funeral?
Oh, he only cared about the money. He didn't care about his father's funeral. He hated his father so much.
Why did Walter really hate his father?
Because his father always wanted to impose his life on Walter. He didn't let Walter live the way he wanted.
Walter said, "For the money. Why else, brother? Since I have his blood in my veins, why shouldn't I have his money on my account?" Answer my questions. What does Walter have in his veins?
That's his father's blood. Walter has his father's blood in his veins, in his body.
What is in Walter's veins?
His father's blood is in his veins.
Is the water in his veins?
No, it's ridiculous. Not the water. His father's blood is in his veins.
Listen to me carefully. If you're the only one who got an inheritance, I'll drag you to court and I won't let it go till the rest of my life. Answer my questions. What would happen if only Derek got the inheritance?
If only Derek got the inheritance, Walter would drag him to court, and he wouldn't let Derek go till the rest of his life.
Derek said, "I hope he didn't leave you a dime." Answer my questions. What did Derek hope?
He hoped their father didn't leave Walter a dime. Derek hoped their father didn't leave the inheritance for Walter.
Did Walter want a share of the inheritance?
Yes, of course. He really wanted a share of the inheritance. That was why he came to the funeral.
Where would Walter drag Derek to if only Derek got the inheritance?
The court? Yeah, that's right. he would drag Derek to the court if only Derek got the inheritance.
What did Walter and Derek argue about?
They argued about dividing the inheritance. Derek only wanted to give Walter 20% of the inheritance, but Walter opposed. Walter wanted 40% of the inheritance, so they argued with each other.
Did Derek want to offer Walter 30% of the inheritance?
No, not 30%, only 20%. Derek only wanted to offer Walter 20% of the inheritance. He said to Walter, "I'm offering you 20%, and that's just I respect our father."
How did Walter react when Derek only offered him 20% of the inheritance?
He was so surprised and shouted, "Are you out of your mind, boy? Walter expected more money."
How many percent did Derek offer Walter?
Only 20%. Derek only offered Walter 20% of the inheritance.
The lawyer reads the father's will for the two brothers. "Dear sons, your inheritance is in the safe at home, by the tennis table board. To open it, you need to add the two halves of the code that are in the envelope. Answer my questions. Where is the inheritance?"
The inheritance is in the safe at home, by the table tennis board.
Is the inheritance in the wardrobe at home?
No, it's not in the wardrobe. The inheritance is in the safe at home, by the table tennis board.
Is the inheritance in the refrigerator at home?
No, not the refrigerator. It's ridiculous. Nobody keeps money in a refrigerator. The inheritance is in the safe at home, by the table tennis board.
What is in the safe at home?
The inheritance is in the safe at home.
The lawyer said, "To open it, you need to add the two halves of the code that are in your envelope. Answer my questions. How can Derek and Walter open the safe?"
To open the safe, they need to add two halves of the code that are in their envelopes.
What are in the envelopes?
The code, yeah, the two halves of the code are in their envelopes.
Is the money in their envelopes?
No, not the money. The two halves of the code are in the envelopes.
Where are the two halves of the code?
In their envelopes. The two halves of the code are in their envelopes.
Walter said, "The old man continues to mess with our lives even after his passing." Answer my questions. What did the old man do after his passing?
He continued to mess with Walter and Derek's lives even after he passed away.
Did their father continue to interfere in their lives even after his passing?
Yes, that's right. The old man continued to interfere in their lives. He continued to mess with their lives even after passing.
Who continued to mess with their lives even after his passing?
Their father continued to mess with their lives even after he passed away.
Derek said, 20, and that's just I respect our father. Answer my questions. Why does Derek offer Walter only 20% of the inheritance?
Because he respects their father, so he offers Walter 20%.
Does Walter respect his father?
No, he hates his father so much. He doesn't respect him. He only cares about the inheritance.
Who respects his father?
Derek, that's right. Derek respects his father, so he offers Walter 20% of the inheritance.
Derek said, do you know what pisses me off the most? That your name's still in the will. Answer my questions. Is the name Walter in the will pisses Derek off?
Yeah, that's right. What pisses Derek off the most is his brother's name. Walter is still in the will.
What annoys Derek the most?
His brother's name, Walter, is still in the will annoys Derek the most. That pisses him off the most.
What pisses Walter off the most?
I don't know. That might be Derek refused to share the inheritance with him.
Walter said, I'm offering you 60% over 40. In my benefit, of course. I need a compensation for the last 10 years. Answer my questions. What does Walter need?
He needs a compensation for the last 10 years.
Does Walter need some food?
No, not food. He needs a compensation for the last 10 years.
How many percent of the inheritance does Walter need as a compensation?
He offers Derek 60% and he gets 40% as compensation.
Does Derek need a compensation?
No, not Derek. Walter needs a compensation.
What does Walter need as compensation for the last 10 years?
He needs 40% of the inheritance as compensation for the last 10 years.
Derek said, "This is all ridiculous." Answer my questions. What does Derek think is ridiculous?
Derek thinks Walter claimed 40% of the inheritance is ridiculous.
Who thinks this is all ridiculous?
Derek thinks this is all ridiculous. He thinks Walter claimed 40% of the inheritance is ridiculous.
Why does Derek think Walter claimed 40% is ridiculous?
Because Derek thinks Walter has left home for the last 10 years, and Derek was always with their father, so Walter claimed 40% is ridiculous.
Derek said, I want to pack up all the stuff in Dad's house and give it to charity. What does Derek want to do with all the stuff in Dad's house?
He wants to pack up all the stuff in Dad's house and give it to charity.
Does Walter want to give them to charity?
No, not Walter. Derek wants to pack up the stuff and give them to charity.
Who does Derek want to give all the stuff to?
To charity. He wants to pack up all the stuff in Dad's house and give it to charity.
Does Derek want to give money to charity?
No, not money. He wants to give all the stuff in Dad's house to charity.
Does he give money or does he give all the stuff to charity?
He wants to give all of the stuff in Dad's house to charity.